Welcome to P.A.T, or Piano Accompaniment Training. This is Lesson 1, and I'm your host, the Wacky Musician. Now you may notice I'm holding a clarinet here and not actually sitting at the piano, which is here behind me. I'm assuming at this point you should already know how to play the piano. So I'm not here to show you how to play the piano, I'm here to show you how to be a better accompanist. And in order to do that, I'm going to play solo parts for you to accompany with, which is why I'm holding a clarinet and not sitting at the piano. It's up to you to learn the music. The first lessons are very simple music. If you can't play them, then you're probably not ready to do piano accompanying. There is a great demand for piano accompanists. Most instruments only produce one note at a time, clarinet being one of them. So there's almost always the need for them to have some sort of accompaniment to accompany the music they're playing. A little too much use of the word accompany there. The main key to accompanying is not the key of G. Okay, a little bad joke there. The main key to accompanying is listening. Listening is the most important thing you can do. You need to be completely aware of what the soloist is doing and where they're at in the music at all times. Which is why the music for piano accompanying doesn't look like your regular piano music. Let me grab it off the piano here. When you're reading a score for piano accompanying, there's usually 3 lines per staff system rather than 2. The top line being the solo part. If you're paying very careful attention, you may have noticed that the top line on this music, look again, is not in the same key as the piano part. Piano, if you know your key signatures, is in the key of C. Clarinet up here is in the key of D. So on certain instruments, such as the clarinet, the note it plays is not the actual pitch that sounded. By which I mean, if you play a C on the clarinet, and you were to put it in front of a tuner, for say, the tuner would not say it was picking up the note C. Rather, it would say it was picking up the note B flat. On the clarinet, a C really produces a B flat. Now, how confusing is that? I made the rhyme on purpose. Now, we don't have time to discuss why that is. That would take too much time, and it's very complicated, and I don't know if there's really, well, let's just drop it. So if you accompany any of those instruments, you're likely to see the solo part written in a different key from the piano part. However, unless there's a problem with notes and you need to make sure the pitches are right and you think there might be a mistake, it's not necessarily going to be that big a deal if you don't know how to transpose it. Usually, a good performer, the soloist, will know how to transpose for their instrument. Your job is just to know where they are in their part, what's going on in their part while you're playing your part, and making sure it all works together. We're going to start real simple today. Today's song will simply be Mary Had a Little Lamb. Very easy song, and there are 3 accompaniment parts I've made for it, which are pretty simple piano parts. As I said, if you can't play those, you're probably not ready to accompany. Now, you need to be able to play those really well before you even try to accompany. Accompanying is a little different than playing solo. When you're playing solo, you can slow down and speed up, and pianists are very well known for doing just that, slow and fast and not holding a steady tempo. They like to emote. Well, that doesn't work when you're playing with the soloist. It needs to be steady and right with what the soloist is doing. So you need to learn your music inside and out. First of all, you got to practice, practice, practice. You have to know that music well, because you're not only going to play that music, you're going to listen and try to follow the soloist while they're playing that music. Taking notes is what you need to do now. That is, you need to get the music so you can practice along with. So I will put it up on the screen here, but better would be for you to go to my website, www.musiciansgift.webs.com/pianopage.htm. And that'll take you right to the page where the music is. You'll see Piano Accompaniment Training, P.A.T, Lesson 1, and you can download it, PDF form. But if you don't want to do that, I will hold it up to the screen here, and you can see it. This here is version A. Version B. And version C. As I said again, the best thing would be to download the PDF file. And the link will be at the bottom of the video in the information. Alright, the gnome on the subway. That's a joke. The metronome. Metro. Okay, if you have to explain it, it's not funny, right? Alright, for the first practice, I'm going to put the metronome on. And you'll have that to listen to, so you can be right on the beat with me. And then I'll record it again without the metronome. And I'll give you a count off so you know when to start, because you do have a 2-measure introduction And you can go back and do all 3 versions this way. I'm not going to just do it over and over because it's this solo part's all the same. So I'll have a link at the end that'll take you back to here so you can practice it again. And again and again. Practice makes better. Not perfect, just better. Because they say nobody's perfect. Hopefully you can hear the metronome well. I'll give you 1, 2, 3, 4 and you should start. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, as I said, you should go back and practice the other versions like that. If you had any problems, go back and practice it until you have it well. Now we will go on to version 2 with me, with the soloist. You have version A, B, and C. Version 2 just means we're going to do it without the metronome. So, there isn't going to be that steady pulse. I'll try to keep as steady as I can. I'm not going to throw any tricks at you right now. I'll kind of try to conduct the first 2 measures so you can make sure your introduction comes out right. And I'll give you a 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, ready, go. Not the best sounding clarinet. This is kind of a junky clarinet. Left my good one at my teaching studio, unfortunately, but it will do the job for now. Anyways, this is The Wacky Musician. That's the end of lesson 1. Again, go back and repeat it as many times as you need to make it good, and we'll just add a little more difficulty as we go around. What are we going around? As we move along. And anyways, I already said it, but I kept on talking, so this is The Wacky Musician. Out.